Hey guys, welcome. Today we're going to do a little tips and tricks video. Today we're going to talk about enchanting. I know that there's some little tools and tips some people have put into documents for everyone to read, but I know me personally, I learn better from watching and from, participating in it. So, I wanted to show you guys how to enchant things so that it costs you the least amount of levels. I'll do a few of these as to show you how to do it. Um, but mostly it's, rinse and repeat with each item down the line. And we have every item that you can enchant except for maybe hose because it's similar as the other tools. Um, but we'll start off with the trident here. So when we come over here, we have all of these enchants listed here with a number. This number is important right here. When you come over here and you look at the anvil, you have your normal item plus something equals this. Well, when you look at these numbers over here, this item is what it's going to cost you, or this number right here is what it's going to cost you to enchant. And why would you want to pay 10 levels to enchant that in mending onto your um, onto your trident when it could just cost you 2 levels, right? So basically what you do is you start from the highest numbers and you combine them with your lowest numbers and you work all the way down. Now for tridents, because you can't combine loyalty and channeling with riptide, you have to choose one or the other what you want. Impaling, unbreaking, and mending is universal for those, so you can have those on there. But if you were to ask me, I wouldn't even bother putting that in an enchant table. Get these books and combine what you want on there. Now, with this, in the order that I would show you how to do this, which this shows you what you can add to these, I would definitely go from impaling, which is 10 levels, to mending. So when you put impaling in the first slot, mending in the second slot, it only costs you 2 levels to combine those books. And then go to if you wanted the Riptide one, Riptide to Unbreaking, so then it would only cost you 3 levels to combine those books. And then you take that Riptide and Unbreaking book in the first slot, and your Impaling and Mending in the second slot, and there's your 4 enchant book. And because you enchanted those all with single enchant books, then you will have the least amount of levels to combine with your tool, and then it'll cost you the least amount of levels to rename it. Also, so there is a little nice trick that you can learn about books here. If you go in here, if you hit, I think it's F3, nope, Advanced Tooltips, so F3H, they will say shown when you hit F3H, like it does at the bottom of my screen there. And you come in here and it shows you your name for your book, and then it shows you Minecraft Enchanted Book, and this is NBT1 tag. If you go purchasing books, always buy a 1 tag book because those cost the least amount of levels to enchant because they've not been touched before. 1 tag means it's the original copy. 2 tags means they combined, say you found an efficiency 5 that says 2 tags, they probably took at least a 4 and a 4 and combined them, or they could have taken a 3 and 3 and that turns into a 4, and then the 4 and the 4, which makes it even more expensive. The more books you add on to that one book will make your levels more expensive. Alright, so now that we're moving on, let's see. So because helmets and boots obviously have different levels, they were split. However, chest plates and pants are the same, so those are easy to show you. You have your normal 4 protections. When you get protection on your armor, I definitely would go for getting the protection you want off of the enchant table. Projectile protection is a little special. That's really hard to come by, and most people don't use it anyways. But The other ones definitely get your like blast protection 4 or fire protection 4 or protection 4 off of the enchant table before you decide to use books to enchant your armor, because there's quite a few more enchants to put on these. Um, and then again, come over here. Most people don't use thorns unless they actually got it on their thing, but if you do, thorns is the most expensive item to put onto your helmet or any of your armor. And so you will always combine your thorns with your mending, and that'll always cost you only 2 levels to combine. Then you come to your respiration, to your unbreaking, 3 levels. And then take your book with thorns and put it in the first slot, your unbreaking in the second slot, combine those, and then add your aqua affinity to it. And then that'll be your full enchant for your helmet. And you add it onto your helmet, and it should be the cheapest way you can put it together. Now, same with the boots, but because you have more, it's just more combining. You have your thorns to your mending, depth strider to unbreaking, feather falling would have to go with frostwalker, which are the same amount of levels. Um, and then combine your thorns to your unbreaking book, and then combine that to your depth strider frostwalker if you want those, or just the depth strider and add it to your boots from there. And that will give you the least amount of levels for that. Now for me, easily these are the easiest ones. You don't even have to go to enchant table because there's no way you could absolutely max these out unless you were going from, let's say, protection 1 and adding in protection 1 over and over again or something like that. Really, you could honestly get your level 4 protection from a villager and then combine it with, I don't know, unbreaking, and take your thorns and add it to mending, and you have a fully maxed out chest plate and pants. It's really easy for those. Tools is similar. Get an efficiency 4 or 5. You when I enchant tools, I only grab if it says Silk Touch or um, Fortune, because I'm really picky about what's on my tools. But if you go for the efficiency 4 route and you just go with what's on it, grab your efficiency 4 book, combine it with your unbreaking book, and then add your mending book onto that double enchanted book and put it onto your tool. Um, bows also pretty easy. I suggest getting power off of the table, unless you are looking specifically for infinity or mending. And then get your books, add your power to your flame, and your punch to your unbreaking, and add that to your bow, and that it will be max enchants with your mending or infinity. Um, Swords. This is where it's really hard because there's a lot of enchants to go on swords. And I know a lot of people either deal with leaving enchants out or they max out their sword and they can't add enchants and all that. So I'm going to show you how to completely combine one of these here in a second. I'm going to skip that one and come back to it. Um, Fishing rods is the last one here. And again, this is easy. Even if you don't go to an enchant table, you just add your lure to mending, luck of the sea to unbreaking, combine those books and put them on your rod. Most people do AFK fishing, but if you don't, that is your cheapest way of combining those books and putting them onto your fishing rod. Alright, so with your sword, your specialty is the definite one you want to get off of your enchant table. So if you want smite or sharpness or bane specifically, go for those. And you can get 5s off of the enchant table, but it's perfectly fine to accept 4s. Now, if you go and you get a 4, let's say you get a 4 off the table because it's way more common to get a 4, you get another sharpness 4, and then you're combining your looting with your knockback, because knockback is also 2 levels like mending, your sharpness with your mending, your sweeping edge with your unbreaking, And then I would take the ones with your 2 levels, so the one that had knockback and the one that had mending, combine those. And then take your sweeping edge, combine it into that book. And then take your looting and combine it into that book. And then you can add it to your sword. So that'll probably cost you anywhere from about 27 to 33 levels to do. However, if you put it back into the anvil after you add in those books and you try to rename it, it should only cost you somewhere between 12 and 15 levels to rename it versus maxing out, making it too expensive. It is a really simple process. That a lot of people mess up because they just don't understand books. But like I said here, I'll even put it together here for you. You got your book here. Knockback is 2 levels, so we'll add that there. Oh my gosh, they did not put mending in here. Let me get a mending book. Okay, so you got your smite, your knockback, and then your next expensive book would either be looting or sweeping edge. So let's get our sweeping edge book here and put it with mending. And then you have your looting is your next most expensive. And you can add that with your unbreaking to make it only 3 levels. So far you're only spending 2 levels, 2 levels, 3 levels. And then you have fire aspect. Now when you go combine these, let me grab them. Alright. We need another anvil just in case these break. Now, you got your, oops, wrong way. I forgot it goes backwards. See, only 2 levels cost because I put knockback in the second slot. And then sweeping edge, mending, also only 2 levels. Now, if I had taken this and put it the other way around, oops, you would definitely get the 6 levels that we have marked up there for sweeping edge up in the background. So you definitely want to make sure you get mending in the second slot. And then you have your looting and unbreaking, which only costs you 3 slots. And then you have a leftover book here. So what you do is you take the one with unbreaking first because it was more expensive. And sometimes you just want to play around with these multi-enchant books because sometimes it's a little cheaper one way versus the other. Definitely have the unbreaking in the first one because unbreaking costs more. And add those together and then take your other 2 enchant book and add it to that. And then take those, which is almost a maxed, and add in your fire aspect. And that is all 7 enchants there, which did not cost that much. And then you bring it into your sword. Oh, wow, okay. That did not work like I wanted it to. Normally it wouldn't cost so much, however, if I had gotten the smite off of the table, it would have costed about 10 levels less. I don't know why that costed so much. Let's see if we can get this off the table. I need lapis. And while we have the lapis here, let's go ahead and grab all the books we need. What is it? Mending, unbreaking, sweeping, where, oops, looks like we got a visitor, knockback, I'm getting thrown off. Hold on a second. Sorry, guys. Let's see. Fire aspect and looting. And then we'll get our specific enchant here in a second once we get a sword. Looting 2. Garbage. Here, let's enchant a bunch of random swords. Oh, wow. Actually, there we go. Normally, I would say go for the one that you want. But this one actually gave us a Bane 4, so we'll get a Bane 4 book. And there we go. Let's see. Yeah. Making a video. So specialty books will always cost you 5 levels to combine. So again, let's go in here. Okay, so let's go in here. Your knockback, again, mending, unbreaking, and where's the knockback? Are your cheap books. Your most expensive books are your looting, sweeping, and bane books. And then you have your fire aspect book. Let's see if we can get this one to work to be cheaper, like I was trying to tell you guys. Looting, mending, let's see. Okay, that's only 8 levels to combine. We'll do that one. Actually, let's try this. Okay. And this is what I mean. Sometimes you gotta play around and see what's the cheapest version of these. This is a little high again, um, but let's see what it costs to combine. I totally forgot to leave out, oh well, I guess there's nothing really to leave out. But see, this is quite a bit cheaper. Normally, if you get your enchant off of the table, that knocks off almost 10 levels from your enchanting right there. Um, but I know the first one was a little bit of an error, and it kind of showed me where I did it wrong. That's why you definitely don't want to do swords by hand from scratch. You definitely want to get off the table. And if you try to rename it, see, it only costs you about 16 levels, and that's exactly what you want. And I think that's really all I got to show you guys. If you have any more questions about enchanting and you need help, you can leave a comment down below, message me on Discord, or if you leave if there's enough comments, I might do another quick review video to show and answer some of those questions. But that's all I really have for enchanting, and I hope you guys find it helpful. And I'll see you guys in the next episode for Vanilla Time. Goodbye.